All right, so good evening, everyone. So let's start our class tonight. It's going to be a very short class actually, because it's just a question and answer class. All right. Basically, I hope everybody have gone through the recording of yesterday, but it's not compulsory. It's a free training. Okay. So I believe that people that needs the class will go through it. Okay. So to the questions that we have, I will try and address them. Okay. And then if you have any other question, you can also chat me up, please. But I don't intend to spend too much time tonight. Maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes, we round up. Okay. So the first question is this. What's the first question? Could the person say it was a very interesting experience? Sorry, if you can hear me, can you signify? Let me be sure that you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you raise your hand, please? So should I assume that most of us cannot hear me? Okay. I think I can hear myself. So all right, someone said I can hear you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Azam. All right, so the first question we have here is what? He said, Ben said it was a very interesting experience with you tonight. My question: how do I reference an unpublished personal work? How do I reference an unpublished personal work? Now, what I will say to that question is that um, you must understand references and citation and how it works. Okay. Any paper that you referenced that is not published, that paper is not yet certified. It means the statistics in that paper is not yet certified. The analysis in that paper is not yet verified. So my advice is this: don't don't reference an unpublished work. By the time you get to international level, okay, or your work gets international recognition, and there's a citation that you sorry, there's a maybe a definition or a statistics or a figure or a statement of facts that you referenced. This is a global stage. You referenced a journal that says something that looks like a statement of fact, but you're on a global stage. They checked it out. They now saw that the paper that you say you cited have not been published, so it's not yet verified. What you just did at a global stage is that you just destroy your reputation. So my counsel to this person is that once you know that this paper is not yet published, please don't cite it. So there's nothing like how do I reference an unpublished personal work? When once is an unpublished work, it means that it's not yet a journal. And in the academic world, it is advised that you reference a journal or you cite a journal. A journal means that it has passed the peer review stage. What is peer review stage? Peer review stage is when professors, scholars go through your paper, determine the quality of everything in your paper before publishing it. So if your paper is not yet published, it means that it has not gone through that process. If you can't hear me well, it should be network at your hand, ma. Okay. So it means that that paper that you say is unpublished has not gone through that test. That's not gone through that process. So you should not reference it. Okay. And I think everybody understand that. That's the first thing. That's the first question. The second question is this: can research work expire or too old to be published? How long can it stay? Now, this is a very peculiar question. First thing, you must understand publishing. You must understand publishing. But let me just give you this knowledge. When you want to publish, there's something called format, and every publisher has a format. Scopus has a standard format that they follow. Are you with me? So if say you want to publish with this journal, they will you will go to their site and you get the format. The format means that you tailored your manuscript to that format before sending it to them. Let me give you an example. Have you seen a journal before? Let me say a manuscript before, and they said the abstract should not be more than 200 words, or abstract not more than 300 words. That's their own format. Are you with me? And then sometimes they will tell you that the format for this journal, it should be introduction, methodology, result, and conclusion. That's their own format. And sometimes they will tell you the number of pages expected. It must not be more than 20 pages, including the references and the appendix. Meaning that your manuscript should not be more than 20 pages. So they are giving you the format. Are you with me? And most of the time, they will give you the reference format. Most of them will tell them 5 years, meaning that any references that must be in your work must be within 5 years range. And it's 2026. So we are talking about 2021 to 2026. Some journals don't give you that. But if you are publishing with Scopus, they will definitely give you. Some will give you 10 years gap. All right. So if you've written a paper for a long time and you've not published it, and then you now want to publish it now, you check the criteria of the publisher. Does the paper still meet those criteria? That's the first thing. If your references are 2019, 2017, 2016, and you're 2026, and the journal you want to use, they say 5 years, you can't publish that paper. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is this, which is very, very important. This is very, very, very important. Okay, is that the time that you did not publish the work, have anybody online done something similar to that work? You know that a research paper is basically in line with problem you are trying to solve and research gap. But you've written this paper for the past 6 years, you didn't publish it. What somebody has done something related to that research gap that you put in that paper? Are you with me? It means that the problem you are trying to solve with your paper 6 years ago, somebody has solved it 3 years ago, and you now want to publish it 6 years. It's not going to work again. The objective that you put in your paper, somebody have done something related to that objective and has solved that problem. You cannot publish it again. So the best thing is that once your paper is ready, or your PhD research is ready, your master's research is ready, you quickly publish. You understand? So that when your work get to peer review, they won't be telling you that well, somebody have done something related to this, so you have to change your methodology. You have to find another research gap. You understand? So that is why you don't wait till 3, 4. Somebody actually contacted me last year. She said she wants to publish her work. She did that PhD research around 8 years ago. But I did not even go through it. I just told her it's not publishable. He said I should go through. I said, don't worry, I don't need to go through it. 8 years ago, there's nothing you wrote in this thing that the data set you collected is old. You understand? It's old. So I hope I've answered that question. Okay. Basically, I wanted to know the AI tool you used in the citation references. I think that was Jenny AI. I used Jenny AI. All right, this other person, I think this is one of the questions I love. He said, I love the presentation tonight. It was enriching, just like your previous presentation. My first question, can you shed more light on the use of keyboards to generate in-text and references? Okay. All right, let's go to keyboards. Okay. This is keyboards. You can't see my screen, right? So let me share my screen. Okay, so this keyboard. So you come here, there's a more version here. You click on more, you click on citation generator, and then to bring you to this place. Okay, bring you to this place. Now, how do you get your references and citation from keyboard? Two ways. Let me show us. Now, this is Jenny AI. I have the citation. This is citation. I can't bring this citation to. I'm copying the citation now. I can't bring it here. It will most likely not give me the reference. It is wrong. So now, Qbot works with DOI. Once you can get the DOI of the journal, you can bring it to Qbot. Qbot will give you the journal. Unless if that journal is not online, or if that particular journal, there's some journals that they are online, but they don't have DOI. They are not well published. They are not published in reputable journals. Yeah, there are manuscripts like that. You understand? They are published locally. It's not likely you get them on keyboards. Okay, but if you can get DOI for it, I think I gave definition of DOI this morning on the page. All right. If you can get DOI for it, bring the DOI here and click on site, it will show. So let me show us. So this is Journey AI that has done this work for me, that has gone online and then cited this person. So how do I know that this citation is correct? First thing, I will put my cursor on it. It will give me the journal name, sorry, the topic of the journal. Now, looking at the topic of the journal automatically is fitting to this state. Look at this statement. It said Nigeria public infrastructure sector has long struggled with a defining and consequential failure. The inability to deliver projects within approved cost estimates and scheduled timelines. So this statement should come from a journal that looks like maybe cost estimate, project, infrastructure, you understand? So by the time I put my cursor on it, it say external quality assurance of cost estimate. So I don't have to doubt it. Automatically, definitely, this is a journal that could have said something like this. You understand? Now, this is how they test your journal online. This is how they test it. Okay, they look at your citation and they look at the sentence that you cited. Do they match? Now, most likely, okay, look at this. This is investigate challenges of refinery construction. If I put this citation and I put it here, it will likely not match. You understand? But this one will match with this statement. That's why I love Jenny here. It will give you the perfect citation to the sentence we are dealing with. And then how will I reference it? I'll put it here, and then I will copy the topic of the journal. I told us you can put DOI here, but sometimes I try with the topic. Sometimes it will give me through the topic. So I put it here. This is the topic. And I click on cite. Okay. Let me refresh. Okay. I said I don't want to stay long tonight on this. So you can see bag and 9 holes. Let's see if it's the same thing. Bag and 9 holes. Okay, so that means this is a journal. It brought a lot of journal related to this topic, but this is the one I'm dealing with. All right, so I'll click on it. And then you can see this is a reference of that particular citation. That means this is a reference of the journal of that citation. Now, this reference has DOI. This is a DOI. That's why I love keywords. Once keywords is giving me the reference, it will also attach the DOI to it. Are you with me? And also to give me this is the end text citation. This is the in-text citation. It will give me everything. So let's copy this. I'm doing something online. So all right, so this is the reference, right? So now I spoke to you about DOI, the importance of DOI. So let's copy this. Let's be sure. Now this is how they test your journal. This is how they test. If you are doing an international paper and you submit it, they will check all your journals out. So they will copy this DOI and put it on Google. And see if it will take us to that journal. All right. So come on, hurry up. This network, sorry. It's still running, right? All right. Let me just put it here. Okay, can you see it out? This is it. You understand? This is it. Okay. So that is how they text your citation. When you want to publish your work and there's a reference at the back, they must be able to copy that reference and put it on Google, and it will bring out the journal. But when we are using an AI that hallucinates, if they copy it and put it on Google, they won't get any serious references. I've done it several times. I've copied the references that ChatGPT gave me, put it on Google. It's giving me a journal that is out of this world. It's totally different from the field I'm in. Imagine I'm dealing with a work of public health. The DOI that ChatGPT gave me is giving me a journal. It's taking me to a journal in agric. You understand? Aha. So that's why you have to use a very good AI. Okay, so that is that. So that's how you can use keyboards to get your in-text and end-text. I hope I've answered that question. The second question is Genie free? It is paid, it's not free. But it's actually less costly. It's around 10,000, 12,000. I'm partnering with somebody. You understand? It's okay. So within 10 to 12K, you have access to it monthly. Third question. If I use AI, would the references list and in-text citation be connected as in the case of use of? No, 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 no. You are the one that will connect it yourself. Now, there's some AI that has the connecting factor stuff with reference manager. You understand? What JDI can give you, it will give you perfect citation and give you how to get the journal. So it has given me the citation, a perfect citation, and has given me how to get the journal. Then I will now finalize the work. You know what most people don't want to work at all. They want something that AI that will do everything. And I tell them, I said there is no AI that will do everything. AI can reduce your workload, but you will still work. Now imagine now, I wrote close to 300 pages, and I'm doing this one by one. This citation, copy it, find the references. This one, copy, find the references. Now it will take me time for 300 pages. Maybe it will take maybe 2 or 3 days. Am I right? But assuming I don't have Gen AI to help me sort it out, it can take me like 1 month. I'll first go and read the journal. Before reading the journal, after reading the journal, I'll now look for the sentence is there. You understand? I will now have to cite it. It's a long journey. But at least 1 month to 3 days, it has shortened the time considerably. Are you with me? So you are the one that will get the journal out yourself and then link it with, take it to any reference manager, either Zotero or what, or what's his name now, or Mendeley, or EndNote. There's another AI that you can use. Okay, but that one, I think you import from Zotero or Mendeley into it. You can put your journals into Zotero or Mendeley, and then you store it there. And when you need it, you bring it out. You understand? So I think that's what that AI does, and that's Notebook LM. It does a lot of things too. I use it a lot too. All right. Today, Ariel, okay. So I think I've answered that question. Do I still have any other question again tonight? Okay, so no other question tonight. All right. What I will advise everybody to do is that make sure, please, this was not part of the yesterday's presentation, but you mentioned it today. Can you explain peer review better? Okay, peer review. A peer review should be part of journal, about journal training, about writing and publishing of journals. But peer review is simple. It's just you picking, immediately you finish picking the journal you want to publish with, and you submit your journal to them. The first process is peer review. People online, supervisors, sorry, professors, um, those scholars that are working with that publishing place, you understand? What they will do is that all right, sorry about that. So now, once you submit your paper, first thing is peer review. They want to check your work out. The scholars working with them, PhD holders, professors working with them, they will see that and they will check your work. They will correct it. They will send it back to you. You make the correction, you send it back to them. They will they will check it again, they will send it back. It can be like back and forth like that, maybe three or fourth time. After they've done everything, and you too, you've done all your inputs, all the corrections they say you've made them. You now submit again. And then they will now tell you that okay, that your work has been approved. All right, they will give you the charge for publishing. You understand? And then you can now make your payment and publish. The frustrating part about publishing journal is the peer review. If you don't understand research, peer review can frustrate your life. You understand? Because as this person is reviewing your work, giving you a correction, as you submit again, another person will review it and give you the correction. As you submit again, another person will review it and give you the correction. It's not one person that's reviewing your work. It's just like you having like three supervisors. Are you with me? Why are they doing that? Because one person cannot see all the mistakes. I mean, have you written a project before that you wait to go and pick it again after 6 months? You start noticing some things yourself and say, am I the one that actually did this work? No, 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 no. I was the one that wrote like this. Yes, that's it. That's why you give a supervisor the project is supervised last year. He corrected that project, he corrected that project like anything last year. And then you gave him again, maybe by mistake, and say, sir, this is my project this year. You will see, he will pick his pen again and start correcting. He will have forgotten that this is the project he corrected last year and told the student to submit. That's it. So that's why peer review can be frustrating, but you just have to enjoy it. You're just trying to make sure that um your paper is quality. One of the things they check the most in peer review is references and citation, because a lot of people lie. They lie a lot. You understand? Have you seen people that they will write this name, assuming? Have you seen? Some people they are serious. Oh. They are athlete. They are using an old journal. That journal is 2010. They will use the same name. They will not change the dates to 2021, 2022 or 2023. So they can change this name to 2006. You understand? 2006. And then come to the references and change this to 2006 too. You understand? But under peer review, they will check it. They will open the journal and they will see that this paper is not 2026, it is 2024. And once they find one red flag in your work, that work is disqualified. They will tell you to go and write again. Or if the person is lenient, they can just ask you, please, can you correct this? You understand? Another thing they check in your work is your analysis. You must be good in analysis. All right? Your analysis must flow with your objective and must flow with your methodology. They check the flow. They check your data. They will ask you to submit your data. And they will analyze it themselves. Two of you must arrive at the same conclusion. Because some people just do mago for the analysis. They will ask for your data set, you submit it. They will run the analysis themselves. They must arrive at your conclusion, at your result. They must arrive there. So when you are doing publishing papers, you don't submit the raw data to them. You submit the clean data to them. You've cleaned your data. That's the data you submit to them. Are you with me? Uh-huh. So that is peer review. In fact, funny enough, I'm cleaning the data currently now. All right, this is the data I'm cleaning. I think I have close to 380 something response here. So I need to start. It's a PhD work. This no, it's a master's public health nursing work. So I need to start analyzing it by tomorrow morning. So I need to finish cleaning the data today. Okay. Why? Because this person is going to publish this work. The data must be thoroughly cleaned before analysis. So by the time the person wants to publish the work, they will ask for the data. The person can send them this data set. Okay. All right. Any other question as I round off tonight? Okay. Sorry, time has gone. What's the best AI that I can use to generate my questionnaire based on just go and use ChatGPT. Okay, use ChatGPT. Just tell ChatGPT that you want to generate a questionnaire and give ChatGPT the objective to use. Okay, but you have to understand questionnaire designing. You understand? You know, ChatGPT is AI generally is garbage in, garbage out. If you don't understand how you want your questionnaire to be designed, any AI that you use will just design it for you. You must understand that your questionnaire flows with your objective. Okay, and you must understand that when you are dealing with hypothesis, the variables of your hypothesis must be measured in your questionnaire, and they must be measured separately, not together. AI might not know that. Okay, so you are the one that will put the right prompting, all right, to ChatGPT or any AI you are using. But actually, you can use ChatGPT. I've used ChatGPT to design a lot of questionnaires. You understand? And then you don't do it once. Once you finish designing it, you correct it again. This is how I want table 2 to look like. This is how I want table 3 to look like. I don't want to use yes or no. I want you to use strongly agree, disagree. You understand? So you give the right prompts. Okay. All right, you can chat me up privately. Okay. All right. Can we can you take us mixed method? You have to you need to register for my training. So I'm late to join this video. Please, do you have a record? Yeah, it's been recorded. Okay. So thank you everyone. So we meet later. I don't know, maybe next month. You should have another free training on the community page next month. A training is coming up on Stata, using Stata for analysis. Stata is one of the most important analysis software in the world currently. Currently, one of the most important software for analysis currently. So if you are planning to take your analysis game to a better level, you understand, you want to be recognized or something, you need to register for Stata. And currently now is ongoing for 25%, no, 50% discount. Okay, so that is that. But I will post it on the page. All right. So thank you, everyone. Good night. Let's have a lovely night rest. The recording will be posted um tonight or tomorrow morning.